The WEC has revealed their entry list for the upcoming 2024 season. A total of 37 cars will participate in every event next season, and the entries will either come from the Hypercar class or the LMGT3 class. So with the news out, let's talk about every entry that is set to compete in 2024. I'll begin by talking about the main category of the championship, the Hypercar class. In terms of competition and the huge variety of manufacturers joining, this is unlike anything we've ever seen in the main prototype category of the WEC. For comparison, the first round of the 2023 season saw 11 hypercars on the grid. For 2024, there will be 19 cars on the grid. That's more than the 24 Hours of Le Mans had last year. So here is the Hypercar entry list for 2024. 19 entries will compete during the full season. This entry list displays 9 manufacturers, including 5 Porsche 963s, 3 Ferraris, 2 Peugeots, 2 Toyotas, 2 BMWs, 2 Alpines, 1 Lamborghini, 1 Isotta Fraschini, and 1 Cadillac. As you can tell, there are multiple changes to the Hypercar grid for 2024, with the introduction of 4 new manufacturers. And these brands include BMW, Alpine, Lamborghini, and Isotta Fraschini. Speaking of the Italian manufacturer, this entry list confirms that they will be on the grid in WEC Hypercar next season. They will also compete with the other manufacturers at the legendary 24 Hours of Le Mans. This news is very exciting, and I'm just glad that Isotta Fraschini and the Tipo 6 LMH Competizioni have been accepted for 2024. Those 4 new manufacturers are not the only thing that's new for Hypercar. Hertz Team Jota have added on a second Porsche 963. The car is badged as the number 12 entry, which is a mention to Hertz partner Tom Brady's NFL number. It's also been confirmed that there will be a third Ferrari 499P in Hypercar next season. And to be clear, this is not a factory entry. While it is factory backed, it is a customer 499P. The car is badged as the number 83 entry, which is in line with the entry's collaboration with Richard Mille Racing. As of right now, we don't have a confirmed driver pairing for the third Ferrari Hypercar, but we do know one of the drivers will be Robert Kubica, and former Hertz Team Jota driver Yifi Yi is expected to get a seat as well. This entry list is absolutely stunning for the WEC Hypercar category in 2024, and if we have 19 entries for the full season, imagine what we're going to get at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. We could be breaching over 25 hypercars on the grid. Before moving on to the next category, I want to mention that there is one manufacturer and entry that is not on this entry list, and that is Van Wall and the Van der Waals 680. Floyd Van Wall Racing are not included in this entry list for 2024 and will not be a part of the full season of the WEC. Before the revealed entry list, there was speculation whether Van Wall would race or not. But when the customer Ferrari was announced to likely be happening, I knew for a fact that it was either going to be that customer Ferrari on the grid or the Van Wall, and with this entry list, I think we got our answer. I will go more in detail on why Van Wall's entry was rejected for the full season in a separate video. The fact of the matter is, though, they are not on the entry list, although they could make an appearance at an event like the 24 Hours of Le Mans as a race-by-race entry. So that's the Hypercar entry list, a truly amazing lineup of cars for 2024. I seriously cannot wait. Moving on to the LMGT3 class. For this all-new category, there will be 18 cars on the grid, with new cars approaching the WEC and some new manufacturers joining as well. Like Hypercar, LMGT3 will have 9 manufacturers on the grid, with 2 Aston Martins, 2 BMWs, 2 Ferraris, 2 McLarens, 2 Lamborghinis, 2 Fords, 2 Lexus, 2 Corvettes, and finally 2 Porsches. Because of the huge variety of teams entering Hypercar and LMGT3, each manufacturer in the GT3 category will be limited to only entering 2 cars. Remember, every car in this list is new to the WEC. Moving from GT-EM to this new category will be Ferrari, Porsche, Aston Martin, and Corvette. Both BMW and Ford will be returning to the GT category of the WEC. Both of their last appearances in the championship came in the GTE Pro class. Both Lexus and McLaren will be making their debut in the WEC next season. However, the British manufacturer has competed in the GT category of the 24 Hours of Le Mans before. In fact, McLaren has won Le Mans with a GT car. Back in 1995, a McLaren F1 GTR beat the prototypes to take overall victory. It was quite the achievement that McLaren pulled off, and to be honest, that story deserves its own video. We have a lot of successful teams within this category. There's Manthey Racing with Porsche, Proton Competition running the Fords, Akotis ASP with Lexus, and Team WRT with BMW, and the list goes on from there. Speaking of Team WRT, they actually have a very cool driver joining their lineup, and that is MotoGP champion Valentino Rossi. Valentino Rossi will be making his full-time season debut in the WEC this coming year, and will be racing the number 46 M4 GT3 BMW. You may have seen the entry list and said, where are the LMP2 cars? Well, the reason why they aren't on the list is because the LMP2 class has been removed for 2024. Ultimately, there was no room for the P2 cars in 2024 with the amount of competitors in Hypercar and LMGT3. Plus, the majority of the LMP2 teams racing last season have moved either into the Hypercar class, the LMGT3 category, or another endurance racing series. The World Endurance Championship has created an incredible record-breaking entry list for the 2024 season. Hypercar and LMGT3 is going to provide a golden age of sports car endurance racing. 14 manufacturers will compete in the full season of the WEC, which is a record for the championship. What do you think about this entry list? Are you excited for 2024? And which manufacturers are you most excited to see compete in the WEC next season? Of course, let me know all your thoughts on this video's topic down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're interested in endurance racing and you're not subscribed yet, I highly suggest you do so. I make content on WEC and IMSA every single week. And speaking of content, here are some videos you can watch right now. So thanks for watching, I'll see you all in the next video.